Well, shit. Hold up. Hello? Hello? Yeah, what's up? Yes? Oh, what? Not sure. Oh, someone was at the door. Guy called Samsung, showing me a picture of a guy that's definitely not me, but same name. Let's check if everything works. Is the sound fine? Too loud? Too much? I think I'll just be talking from here. It should be okay, I think. Yeah, it's probably a corona messenger from the government, right? I wanted to spread as much as possible. No, let's see. I wanna do meditation, obviously, like I always do. But maybe a short talk about corona as well, which is impacting everyone, I guess you can say, to a bigger or lesser extent, depending on where you live and how much media you watch. To most people, just chill out. It's gonna be fine. For a very select few people, well, bad luck. You know, but there's so many diseases you can catch otherwise. So I think you're gonna be okay for the majority of people. And there's a bit too much of fear for people who shouldn't be fearful. And this can in fact cure your corona to some extent. Um, like there's some smart people talking about most of the illnesses you actually have, they're caused by your mind. So if your mind is constantly being stressed, you're not in a relaxed state, and your body is not in a relaxed state. Like when you're super angry, people just say, just breathe, just calm down, because you're causing a lot of harm to your body, and you can feel it as well. So it's like when we meditate, you're calming the mind, you calm the body, and then naturally your healing process would accelerate. If you have just say some random disease or something that's, let's say, curable. If you're stressing the whole day, it's the curing process is going to be a hell of a lot harder than if you're, let's say, relaxing at least once or twice a day, doing, I don't know, meditating, walking, taking a long shower, talking to a good friend for some time. Like, it can be a lot of different stuff. But the important stuff is just not to get caught up in the fear. Like, it's good that people are saying, hey, we should take these countermeasures to not get the whole society filled with corona. Well, great, that's a good approach, but you shouldn't be afraid that if you walk outside of your door, you're gonna get corona like smack in the face, and your whole life's gonna be ruined. And then it seems like a lot of people, they're living in that fear because they listen to everything the TV tells them to, like their like whatever TV channel it is they have. It's how can you say, it's very much do or die at this point. And that's where, when you saw here in Denmark, we had a prime minister saying that, you know, all the public institutions were going to close for like 2 weeks, and that's why I'm here. I'm not working at the moment as well, and it's like people should just relax and blah blah blah, and then like people should avoid bigger like big masses of people coming together. And right after people get the news, what do? They start panicking. They're like, holy shit, this probably means that we're not gonna have food and we're gonna die in a week. So everyone just hurries out to the supermarkets, start buying everything they can. It just gets like, give me all the toilet paper and all those memes or that shit. And it's like people, they do the complete opposite of what they were just told because they're in panic, they're in fear. So when you're in constant panic and fear, you're gonna make very, very not so good decisions for yourself. So the way you're not gonna get corona, or even if you're gonna get corona and survive it. Well, most people will survive it, but if you're like 89 years old and you have 5 other diseases, obviously it's gonna be a bit rough for your body. But most people, they're gonna be okay if they're just in a semi-good mindset and just semi-healthy. You should be fine. Like, there's nothing to worry about at all. If you are in risk, or if you are, let's say, if you have a very weakened immune system, then I wouldn't say there's a cause for panic for you, but obviously you need to take your precautions, and you should probably stay a bit inside more than the rest of us should. Like, you could order stuff online for people to come out to give it to you. Like, there's so many things that you can do if you just sit down, use your brain, and think rationally about what is the smartest thing to do here. Not just, holy shit, I'm gonna die whichever turn I take. And that's where, yes, this stream will cure corona. This will cure all the corona in the world, 100%. And yeah, toilet paper is the new currency. Oh god, there's so many memes with that stuff right now, at least in Denmark. I don't know about the entire world. Like, how I haven't seen news from around the world how crazy they're going with the doomsday shopping sprees left, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's like always an interesting time to be alive. But yeah, I think that got most out of the way. Corona, well, it sucks. Are we gonna be okay? Yeah, most likely. Unless the corona finds another virus and then they just mutate into each other, and fuck do I know. Like, nothing. It's we're gonna be fine. It's all good. So yeah, let's get on with some meditation, guys. I found a really good, like, basically there's 3 rules that I've been telling you about, that I always do with my students, is sit up straight, close your eyes, and just focus on your breathing. And there is which is called Anapana meditation. I probably butchered that translation. They have some words. I'm not sure if it's Buddha who said it or whatever, but they say it like, sit comfortably, keeping your back and neck straight, keep your eyes gently closed, remove glasses if you have those, keep your mouth closed, focus your entire inner attention on the entrance of the nostrils, like, okay, I feel there's air going through there. Remain aware of natural breath as it comes in and out, same stuff. Don't try to control, count, or regulate the breath. So that's where I find it can be a bit hard one, because once you're noticing your breath and focusing on your breath, it's harder, like, naturally you're trying to take control of it, or at least I do, so that's a bit of a harder one. Don't add any words, verbalization, or any imagination of any kind. So this is true to what's it called, like this, we're doing Anapana meditation. Like, we're not doing mantra, like sitting and saying or love to the world, like some random phrases. We're just purely focusing on the breath and on what is my body and my mind feeling right now. And then again, the other stuff that I've said, when the mind wanders away, bring it back to the awareness of respiration, like your breath. And yeah, that was just a bit more in detail, and it makes sense. So yeah, I think today I won't be doing that much talking. I think we're just gonna dive into the meditation and just see where it takes you. Just do let's say do as good as a job as you can to just remain seated and just relax. Focus on the breath, the nostrils, and everything, and yeah, just see where it takes you. And as always, when we're done, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna hit the gong. Yeah, that wasn't that loud, I can see. Yeah, buddy. So when you hear that sound, you just come a bit. You just come back to the room, basically. You start experiencing stuff again. Let's see if there are any questions before we start. Else, I think we're pretty good to go. I can say the idea of doing Anapana meditation, it's really good for beginners. Like there's a lot of really, really hard stuff to do when it comes to meditation that requires a lot more experience of meditation. And this, along with guided body scan, I think are the easiest ones to get into. If all of this is really new to you. All right. Well, let's get started then. I like to start with just 3 deep breaths, and then we're just gonna focus on what I said, just the natural breathing going in and out of the nostrils. Again, relaxed back, straight up, closed eyes. If you're not comfortable in your chair or whichever way you sit, it's important that you get as comfortable as possible. Before you get into a deeper state, you can try and feel your body at the same time as your breath. How it's maybe you're tense in your stomach, and you can try and relax that more with your breath or somewhere else. So for every breath, just try and remove all the tension in your body. And just let it relax and be natural. If you're having trouble concentrating, or you feel like your mind is wandering to thoughts, that's okay. Just steer your mind back to the breath again, and you've done a mental push-up, so good job. So, did anyone follow? And if so, how did it feel? All right, all right. Good luck with the grocery shopping. Hope Corona doesn't catch you. Well, if you're feeling very tired and very sleepy after you've meditated, that's usually because you're very sleep deprived, and it can be various. There can be various reasons why, but most likely you're not relaxing. Like you're not relaxing your mind at any point of the day, so this is the way your mind is telling you. You should probably get some more sleep. Normally, don't get this relaxed. Well, that's good. That's good. And let's say what it does for me right now. I'm very awake and my mind is very clear, and I don't feel tired at all. So this is how it can be. You can harvest the energy, let's say. But obviously, it's if you're sleep deprived, you're sleep deprived. You know, your brain's gonna feel tired for sure. Um, it could also be that you concentrated so hard and your mind is so flustered with the thoughts that you're actually like your mind works so hard that you're like, okay, this was a good workout, and that can make sense too. Let's see here. Yeah, see, there's some people here who came a bit too late to the stream. It's let's say I tried to meditate and just show people the power of meditation. And obviously, if you missed the intro and you just see me basically sleeping here, it's obviously you're gonna be a bit bored because you're just gonna tap into League of Legends and then tap out and see, oh, what the fuck's he doing, and then tap in, tap out, or just whatever you're doing on the computer. But the mindset that you're gonna get from meditating is the one that you should. It's the one that basically allows you to think, to not fall into the same quote unquote stupid patterns that you do all the time. Let's say you for a good amount of people in the world, let's say they play League of Legends, and then you would go in the mindset of, okay, yeah, this is going to be a great day. You press Q and okay, we have a good lineup, and the opposing team has shit lineups. You're like, yeah, it's going to be easy win. Two people tilt in your team, one is running it down mid, and you're like, oh, fuck this shit. And how can you say, you're gonna take that game, you're gonna like shoot it up in your brain and be like, this is all that matters right now. So because the whole world is unfair to you, you lost the game in League of Legends or whatever other game it might be, then your mind is flustered. You're like, oh, what am I okay, I'm gonna press again, you know, fuck these guys, I'm just gonna press the Q button again. And you're gonna carry over the same mentality as you just came with. So that's why you see people just click the matchmaking button and just lose, because you haven't, let's say, your mind get flustered too easy in the game for, let's say, reasons that are out of your control. You know, if your top lane feeds and you lose because of that, so be it. You can't do anything about it. That's what happens. That's stuff that you need to understand while you're going into the game, that there's going to be stuff out of your control. And the more you think and give action to stuff that's out of your control, the worse you're going to feel. Because then again, how much control do you give this corona over you? You know, are you not going to leave the house for a year, for 2 years, 1 month, 2 months? Like how much does this affect your mindset and the way for you to, how can you say, take smart decisions in your life? Like if your goal is to become better in League of Legends, for example, are you gonna just do stuff that you see doesn't work? You know, I want to climb ladder, fine. I play 10 games a day. Well, shit, I haven't climbed for 1 year. What am I doing wrong? Well, that's the process that you need to come to in your brain. Like you have to analyze, not over analyze, but you have to critically analyze yourself. Let's say, how am I approaching this problem? How am I approaching my goals to what I actually want? Do I do it as good as possible, like as good as I possibly can? Do you try hard to the best of your ability? Or do you just say, I'm so fucking smart, I don't need to work hard like the rest of the people, I can just play a little bit because I know I'm so good, Like the ego is gonna stop you from a lot of the success that you could possibly have had. And it's, all of these things, when you meditate, you're gonna get better at analyzing your own life and your own, let's say, your own shortcomings, if you want to put it like that. And it all starts with you being able to look inside and see, is there something that I would like to change in my life? Is there something that I think is really annoying and I don't want to happen, or some, like, it can be anything. It can start as, I talked to a guy from America at some point, and we talked for many hours about how he was feeling despair, let's say, around some certain topics, and what helped him, let's say, is to just figure out, holy shit, I need to start eat. He haven't had any appetite, that's called, and that's where he needed to start to begin his process, let's say. And depending on what your goal is, you have to see where is the smallest thing that I can grab, and then start building the snowball. You have to get your snowball running with whatever it is. If it's just, let's say, if it's not running, then you have too much, saying negativity is too honest, but you have too much distortion in your mind to actually make healthier or smarter choices. I would say healthy doesn't matter, it's a byproduct, but just making smarter choices in general. So yeah, and I can definitely feel it. Let's say I used to be, if we're talking about the esports and still, like I used to be a professional gamer many years ago. I went, let's say, I was ranked won a lot of tournaments, like did all that stuff, and let's say I did it in the way that most people are doing right now. I would say the dumb, non-reflective way. Like you play games, you analyze replays, you watch stream, you watch tournament games, and that's it. You don't go out of your way to think, how does my mind actually work? Because you're doing something where you're sitting and you're stressing your mind constantly. So you're not really, let's say, you're developing an understanding for a game that requires your brain to actually function on a really high level. So how do you get your brain to function on a higher level? Like, do you research that, or do you just come to conclusion that, holy shit, my ego tells me I'm the best fucking mid player in the world, so I don't need to do any work, I just sit here, press my Q button games, and life's gonna pan out for me. Well, let's say if there was a lot more money involved back when I was a professional, life definitely would have panned out for me in a more economic sense, but it made me learn in the backside. Like I can, let's say I was playing for Fnatic MSI, called MSI back then. Like let's say I was on the top of my game, best player in the world, or let's say we had a clump of 5 players, let's say they were the best in the world, I was among those, but I still had a shit ton of shortcomings, like there's still so much that I could still improve from, and that is needed for you to improve if you want to succeed today in the world of esports, let's say. And it's just important to not be, let's say, have your mind closed off to possibilities that cannot, you can actually have you can have a smarter approach to whatever your goal is if you're into esports or something of that sort. It can be relatable to other professions as well. Like, have you researched your profession or whatever it is to the fullest? Like, are you open to whatever information that can come by or that you can find? Because you can, you can type so much stuff into Google and get so many different perspectives on how the world works. And I'm not saying go out and take like every word as like a holy Bible. Like you research something about this and that, they say this, and then you're like, okay, that must be true. No, just be open and see if there's something that's applicable. See if you can apply it to yourself. Like meditation, you're only gonna know if it works if you actually try and apply it. Like it doesn't matter if you read 10,000 books on meditation. If you never do it, you can't see if it works. So that's my approach to whatever I see, whatever information I get is like, I'll try it out. Here is this top 5 healthy type of drinks, and if you do this, your body will feel amazing and blah blah blah. So try it, see if it works for you. I tried what's it called, the golden milk recipe, where it's basically a lot of spices mixed together with almond milk, and it's supposed to be very good for your immune system. Like yeah, there's a lot of good stuff with that, and right now I don't get sick. I was sick once last year, I think. So far my immune system is great. So maybe that works. For meditation, I can say it 100% works, at least for me. But anyway, that was a pretty random rant. If anyone have any questions, I'll be glad to do my best to answer it. It can be about Corona, esport, meditation, whatever. About this guy down here. It's eating away. No, seems not. Well, thanks for joining me, whoever did the meditation. I hope that that it brought you something. I could at least see that I got a lot out of it. The mental push-ups, where you get your mind drawn out from, like, you get your mind to tell you that, hey, you shouldn't do meditation. It's horrible. You shouldn't feel better. And then you're like, no, I will feel better. Like I had a small battle with that as well, and yeah, it felt great. And yeah, I'll try and upload this to YouTube as well if you missed the beginning. And yeah, thanks for watching. Till next time.